Hey, didn't see you there. Sorry, I was just reading. Because you know what one of the most important assets you have in this world is?
Knowledge.
That's right, knowledge. So in this video, I would like to go over the top 5 books that every sneakerhead should read. What is up, guys? It's your boy, Bailey Berry, back with another video. And I decided to make a video that I haven't seen anybody else do in this space, at least. I know people love sneakers, and I know there's some people out there that love reading books, like myself. So in this video, I just wanted to go over 5 books that I think every sneakerhead should read, and I'm going to have some honorable mentions too. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off, this is a really cool book. It's pretty much about the man that if he didn't exist really, then my channel may not even be a thing. So the first book on our list is Rare Air, Michael on Michael. The guy that wrote this book had like exclusive access, if you want to call it, with Michael Jordan. They allowed him in the locker room, allowed him on the bus. He had a photographer with him. They let him take pictures. So this book is just filled with just super cool like moments that you didn't get to see on Last Dance or haven't seen anywhere else, and it's just really cool. And the history behind Michael Jordan and everything he did, about him just dominating, and man, it's just a good read. It's a pretty short book because it has a lot of pictures in it. Like I'll show you here. A lot of pages are like this, have a little bit of words, pretty decent sized pictures. Honestly, you could make some posters out of some of these pictures. One of my favorite quotes from this book is a quote from Michael Jordan itself. And it says, "I came ready to play. If you're playing against me, then you better be ready to. If you did not come to compete, then I will dominate you." And that's just a testimony to who that man is himself. I mean, like I said, like everything, all these right here are just because of him. Of course, there's some Yeezys, whatever. But man, he was just revolutionary. Like, people have described him playing basketball as poetry in motion. He is just the GOAT, you know? So, first book, Rare Air by Michael Jordan. Well, not by Michael Jordan, but Rare Air, Michael on Michael. Photographs by Walter Loss, edited by Mark Vancil. Book number 1, Rare Air. Let's get into book number 2. The Ultimate Sneaker Book. This book is crazy. It has everything from Jordan, Nike, obviously, Adidas, New Balance, Asics, even Under Armour. It's so crazy, and it gives you such a good knowledge of shoes, what year they started, who all they've collabed with, if at the time they weren't open to collaboration, or whenever the first collaborations happened. Not only does it talk about shoes, but it talks about like the people that made shoes that were just monumental in the sneaker wave, in the sneaker game, like Andre Agassi, Bo Jackson, Kanye West. Not only is it just sneakers too, but it gets into like hype brands. Like it has Balenciaga, ACG, well, that's Nike all climate gear, Bape, Louis Vuitton. It has everything. It even has articles about Vans in here and what that meant in the time that it came out. If you want to pause this, just look at this and just see all who this book talks about. This is the inside of the book. I mean, you already know. Some of the most monumental shoes ever in here. Well, here you go. Kanye. Air Mags. I mean, here's just Nike Dunks, but it like goes through the years of just the shoes that were just so special in that time. Plus, I mean, just everything in this book is so cool. The pictures, the words, I mean, the articles. So, book number 2, The Ultimate Sneaker Book. Check it out. Book number 3. It's a small one. I Can't Accept Not Trying. It's a little book about Michael Jordan. but like it says down here, it's Michael Jordan on the pursuit of excellence. And let me just read the back for you. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. And just like Rare Air, this book just encapsulates everything he did and why he was so great and just the effort he gave, everything that he did. It's just a great book. And I mean, like I said, very small book, small words. Like, it's so small, but like you could read this book in an hour, if not less. It's just really motivating. It hardens your core. You know what I mean? This book just really makes you want to get out and do something and just try at anything and to try your best at whatever you're doing, no matter what it is. And for him, it was obviously basketball. But yeah, book number 3, I can't accept not trying. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Book number 4, Shoe Dog, Phil Knight. This book just gets into how Nike was started and what all they went through to start this, and how it started off as Blue Ribbon Sports back in 1972. I think it even may have started, Nike was established in 1972, but they started in 1968, somewhere around then. And just the hustle that they went through, like their first shoes they made at a track meet, and the bottom of the shoes they literally used a waffle iron to make the soles on the shoes, and they sold it at a track meet, which is super crazy to think about. But think of what Nike is today, and that's where it started. Like, that's just a super humble beginning. And man, it's just a deep dive into that, into the hustle, into the grind, into the persistence, everything, and what it means to start a business in something that you're passionate about. This is just a book. Forget about being a sneakerhead. This is a book that I would recommend for anybody. Fantastic book. And here's a quote from the back of the book that Bill Gates said. A refreshingly honest reminder of what the path to business success really looks like. An amazing tale. Here's what Andre Agassi said. A remarkable saga of innovation and survival and triumph. And Bill Walton. The ultimate entrepreneur's guide to the top of the mountain. Like, if you're just hustling, if you are an entrepreneur, if you're a sneakerhead, look, man, seriously, check out this book. Look, right here's book number 5, but before we get into that, I'm just going to give a couple honorable mentions just before we top this off. Okay, my first honorable mention is going to be Sold Out, the golden age of sneaker advertising. It's made by Sneaker Freaker, the same, I guess, company or author, whatever you want to call it, the same people that made the Ultimate Sneaker Book, same people that made Sold Out, and it's literally just talking about how advertising affects the mind and how it affects the culture and what people wear these shoes and how it causes little kids to buy them, and how a kid can't live without this certain shoe unless they get it for Christmas, or they will not be okay. They'll be bummed out, like, man. And just the ads you used to see on TV with Michael Jordan and Spike Lee, all of that, man, it's super cool. So check that one out. All right, the second honorable mention is The Complete High Snobiety Guide to Street Fashion and Culture. This is just a really cool overview of not only sneakers, but streetwear and fashion, and where it started. How, like, in the early 2000s, everybody was wearing clothes that were way too big for them, and how that affected the culture, how it affected music, and then how music plays into what people wear and how they rap about that, how they sing about that, whatever it is, and then how everything switched to skinny jeans and tight clothes. Then we're kind of in a wave of both now, and how just fashion is a statement of your character, how fashion really affects the culture. Not only you see NBA players before they walk into a game on them walking in the tunnel, who's got the best clothes on, who has the best fit, who's got the craziest shoes. And it's just really cool because it's like Comme des Garçons I mean, Louis Vuitton, just other stuff you've already seen and heard of, and Yeezy, just stuff like that. But man, it's a really cool book. It gets into rappers, athletes, of course, TV stars, movie stars, just the people that really shape of what the rest of the world is wearing. And it's just really cool. All right, book number 5. Something's Off. This is the recreation of Icons by Virgil Abloh. Rest in peace. This was the reprint. The original one was just called Icons, but this is the same thing. They just repackaged it. Something's Off. And it comes with this little clear like cutout. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like something you could put on a mirror or anywhere really. Everything I do is for the 17-year-old version of myself. Virgil Abloh. That's just a super cool quote, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that in their hobbies, in their passions, in just their interests in general. And I know I can. I mean, I'm just trying to think of where my mind was at 17 when it came to sneakers and the clothes I was wearing and what I was doing and trying to look cool, whatever. You know, we've all done it. We've all been there. You know, just where you're at that time in your senior year of high school and you just feel like you're on top of the world. Man, that's just a really cool quote. But Something's Off by Virgil Abloh. It just really is a deep dive, like I've used that word several times now, into his mind, his insanely creative mind on the creation of Off-White and how he became the creative director of Louis Vuitton, and what it's mainly about Off-White, but I mean it gets into like how monumental certain shots that Michael Jordan made in the NBA were, how that affected the way he made a certain shoe, like when he made the Off-White Chicago 1, which is now like almost a $10,000 shoe, and where his mind was in creating, and the thought to write on a shoe with a Sharpie. And then now they switched over to the font of all caps, bold, Helvetica. Like that's what you see the Off-White font in, is all caps, bold, Helvetica. And oh my gosh, just the stories in this shoe. It's getting in a look at the inside of this man's brain and creative process for creating. And man, just some of the stuff that this thing, it says in here. Like right here, it literally said, like this is just a random sentence. Michael Jordan could shoot and he could fly, but really, it was his feet that made the magic happen. And that's just one quote. There's multiple little paragraphs and snippets of things like that throughout this book of what inspired him, you know? And I mean, of course, like it dives in to the Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago. It gets into every shoe he made, really, and the advertising he would see. I mean, this was just a older ad from Nike advertising the Air Force One. Like these old Nike ads are just so cool to see. And it gets into the dunks that he made. I mean, just everything. Just it's a deep dive on everything. And to me, it's just inspiring. It motivates me. It makes me want to try new things. It makes me want to try to design something, you know? I mean, he really was, when it came to fashion, he was like a Steve Jobs or like a Bill Gates or like a Tom Sachs. Just, he really chose his own lane, started something new, and everyone loved it. So this is my number one, just because of what this book can do for you. If this is how your mind works, if you think creatively, then man, check this out. Check this book out. That's my number one. All of those books, fantastic books. And if you just want to get more cultured, or if you are just more of an entrepreneur and want to be inspired, then read Shoe Dog, a fantastic book. But yeah, I just wanted to make this for sneakerheads out there that, oh man, I'm not really feeling reading a Tony Robbins book, or I'm not really feeling reading like a Warren Buffett book or Ray Dalio. I like those books, but this is for those people who I definitely understand. I just want to read something that will gain me some knowledge in an area that I'm interested and passionate about. And I think I picked a really good list. I would like to see other sneakerheads out here making videos like this, just to let me know what you all think on books, on what you think you should read, and just other people's opinions, because I don't think I've seen any other videos on this. Maybe I'm not searching hard enough, but I haven't seen many other people make this list when it comes to sneakerheads. So comment down below if you've read any of these books, or if you're gonna check them out. And I'm super grateful for each and one of you guys. I love you all. I hope you liked this video. So once again, that's it. We're done. Thank you for watching, viewing, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next video.